Hey, what's up, all you addicts out there? Welcome to the Addicted Fishing Podcast. We have really enjoyed recording these. Hopefully you guys are enjoying them as much as we enjoy making them. If you're watching on YouTube, tap the subscribe button. We got a bunch more of these podcasts as well. You guys can go back and look at them on the YouTube or iTunes, Google Play, Spotify. Those are the other platforms that we upload this to. What are we talking today, Springers?
Well, today was the big announcement today. Columbia River Springer seasons have been set, and it ain't pretty.
It ain't pretty.
It's not as bad as it could be. That's what I always say, though.
Yeah, could be no season.
Yeah, I
Right,
didn't
could be
think. I
worse.
honestly was thinking we weren't getting a season.
Yeah.
There was rumors
Yeah.
going about that, but I think they were trying to juggle basically what they had to do to protect some fish, and we still had 3,800 fish or so to catch on preseason forecast minus buffer. So here we are, and basically what that season came down to be is the powers that be, the state of Oregon and Washington, decided that we needed to close the Columbia River from Warrior Rock down to the coast and basically eliminate the fishery down there to let some fish into the Southwest Washington tribs that are projected to be just short of hatchery escapement. So at the end of the day, basically there's some rivers that aren't going to be getting their fish back or are projected to not get their fish back. And so every one of those fish counts. So with that said, they are going to close the river March 1. And this should be out before March 1. So you guys are listening to this, it's coming. With that said, though, there's still, the Willamette fishery is still going to remain open, and fishing above Warrior Rock should remain open through April 10th, according to their projections
Which
of fish
people
count
act
too.
like, oh, it's gonna. That's a decent amount.
That's
of
a decent
area.
amount of
There's
opportunity.
a decent amount of area,
Especially
in
through
there to fish.
April.
We do it all
Yeah.
the time, like in other seasons, and then they close the whole Columbia down, and everybody jumps up, and then we're all slammed in these two little tiny areas, and so
Way
I don't,
more
it's not gonna
fish,
be no
though.
different.
Way more fish when they do that normally. But
I'll be
We'll
killing
see.
some,
April.
guaranteed.
yes,
Yeah, I mean,
as long as
Springer,
we get 10 days in April, that's pretty damn good.
yeah, and springers are biters too. So even though, I would rather fish for one springer than 10 fall fish sometimes.
Yeah.
Because springers,
And they taste better.
they're chewy.
Well, the other thing is like Josh, you and I. There's been multiple times where we go out after work and there's no one out,
And we don't go below.
and
that
we
area.
whack them, and there's no one out there. So I think.
And that's what I think is going to be interesting to see, because you're right. What you said, we still fish above that line. There's huge components of the fishery.
There's a lot of
Up
fishery out there.
I-5 Bridge,
Yes.
and Caterpillar, all these spots that are very popular spots. So don't be all throwing stuff at your iPad or radio or whatever you're listening to us on. But I'm just saying, there's real popular spots that are productive as hell, and it's going to be interesting to see how productive those places are when there's not, 1,000, 2,000 boats fishing on the weekends below, because there is that many boats that will head to the Columbia River.
Yeah.
And so, those fish are getting a free pass all the way up, and then we're fishing on them. It's going to be interesting to see how productive that fishing is.
I think the only downside to me is it cuts out a lot of those really good anchor spots that you go to, you count on every single year. You
Oh,
just
yeah.
have to go to some other ones, but
Oh, my favorite
does.
troll spot. I mean, I've cut my teeth on that sandbar for the last 15 years, and it's like, yep, I don't get to fish it. So there's a lot of those very good productive areas that are not on the table.
and I'm not so much worried about where we're going to be able to fish. I'm more worried about the conditions and what we're going to get to fish in during that time period.
Oh yeah, no, we got a good snowpack.
Yeah,
It's
you
gonna
think
be-
we're gonna have some high water this year?
I do. I mean,
Yeah.
I think we do every year. But one thing about that season going through April 10th
So it might
is that
level out.
you're going to have a lot longer time period that you got to fish on the Columbia River dam spill, which usually occurs in the first few days of April. They start spilling that water and coming down, and generally we'll only have to deal with it for about the last 2 or 3 days of the fishery. Well, this year we might have to deal with it for a week. But the guys that adapt and are dynamic and know how to back troll and anchor and play that game. I mean, you just basically put all those fish tip to tail swimming up the bank somewhere, and you're going to get your shots at them.
Yeah. I've had those days where you're rolling real good, right into April, and then they do that water.
And you come down to the
And you're
ramp.
like, oh my God.
Yeah.
We still got a couple fish, but it was definitely nothing like the night before when we were on the river.
Right. No, I remember that. I remember last year. Yeah, it was last year on a Saturday. We come down the bank, same thing. Everyone was actually downstream trolling. We were
so
whooping,
excited.
and all of a sudden you're trolling at 4 miles an hour, even in the shallowest of shallow spots. And it's okay, pull over to the side, slam the jet divers on, take the leads off, slow that presentation down, and go to work on them. And
I do
they're,
most
still,
of
they're still there.
Most of my springer fishing, I do is plunking. So that high water, when it gets all jacked up like
Yeah,
that,
that's like
just
a dream for
benefits
you
me. I'm
guys.
like, oh yeah.
Right.
Especially
Right.
if the Willamette puking mud.
Yeah, you get dang, you just walk out there and set your line in the water.
Oh,
I mean,
for sure.
I mean, it is definitely possible to get a fish like that on its high like that.
So we'll talk about that a little bit, Charles, because that's one of the biggest mistakes I see people making when they're springer fishing on high water years.
Oh,
I've
yeah,
seen
story.
so many times where guys, you're watching these
Huffing
dudes
it.
lined up on the bank and they're huffing it like as far as they can get it out there in the water, and it's like, and then I'm seeing the guys that are catching fish, and you think people would take notice, but it's like,
See, I run my line with the depth finder, so what I'm looking for when it's real high, right, or like when it gets real high, I almost said right now, but when it gets real high, I'll look for that first ledge, wherever, and even if it's 5 feet, wherever it comes and planes out and just dives down a little bit, that will be where I'll put my first rod at. And well, it was 2 years ago, I got my first 2 fish when hardly anybody was catching them, and I was fishing normally where I would probably be standing, and it was like 8 feet of water. And all my buddies were going out deep, and none of them were getting fish. And then they all brought their lines back in, and it literally was just that couple feet in that changed the difference. Yeah. And I brought it in just a little bit, just like 2 feet compared to what they were doing. And I was the only one. I limited out both days, and still after that, nobody touched fish. So
I've got a crazy story of the last day of the season in 2017, and the fishery was already a high water muddy fish. Get ready for cam cast because this is a story.
I was
Josh.
going to say, how do you remember this stuff?
No,
Before you go into this,
because this story.
I'm trying to think back to what year
No.
was that was we had muddy water like that.
Because in 2017, it was a high water year all the way through. And I remember we were getting fish. Remember going out those anchor spots and we were getting those fish, 15 feet of water. And it was pretty consistent like the last week. It was after the rise. And we were getting out there early and whacking. And, it was we had a good program. So the last day of the fishery, get out to the ramp and we notice, oh crap, Columbia's up 2 more feet than it was the day before. It's like, oh, this is going to suck. We go out there, we get our spots, we anchor, nothing happens, like all morning. I get bored, 8:30, I'm like, okay, I'm going to go back troll, some of the little spots, I'm moving around, doing whatever. Well, Randy calls me and goes, dude, he's like, we just got a fish and we were the inside boat, anchored. I'm like, oh, nice, cool, that's good to hear. I've seen like 1 all day. And so I'm like, yeah, well, let me know if you see anything else. And so he says inside, so I go move what I thought was inside. But then he calls me back like 10 minutes later. He's like, we just missed a bite, and the plunkers inside us just got one. I'm like, no way. He goes, yeah. And I'm like, damn, I'm going to see some fish. I go, how much room is between you and the bank? He goes, oh, you could fit like 5 boats in there. And there's 15 boats in that line. 15. There's 3 or 4 guides. Like, it's stacked. Like, people were there for the show. And they're sitting there watching Randy hook fish and these plunkers catch fish. So I'm looking upriver, and I know where he's at. And I'm like, well, you guys, I'm like, I've heard of like a couple bites. Let's go. And we go motoring up there, and we slide right in between. And there was plenty of the plunkers were downstream a little bit. And I parked my boat on the inside. I put the rods out. It wasn't 3 minutes. I had a fish dead in the boat. It wasn't 3 minutes later. I had another fish released. I limited the boat right there. Just absolute carnage fest. And all those 15 boats sat there and watched, and they could have, this is what's dumb. And like I said, everyone gets kind of set in their ways, and you have to be like dynamic in your thinking of, okay, you've got to be willing to change. You've got to put out the effort to move, because boats could have anchored for 200 yards down the bank below me and 100 yards above me. There was plenty of room. They could have gone anywhere they wanted. Not one freaking boat moved, and they sat there and ate popcorn, watched the show. At noon, I'm like, well, it's raining. We're out of here, guys. See ya. And took off and left. Don't think for a second. And by the way, the depth, 6.5 feet of water.
Yeah, super shallow. Yeah.
So, moral of the story: you're watching 15 boats in a hog line that are scattered from 10 to 30 feet. The water's high and muddy. You don't see anybody catch anything.
You see that all the time, though. It's like guys go out and they just dump the anchor. This is my spot for the day.
I'm not moving. Yep.
There's been times where we've caught fish where I didn't want to like chop down my leaders or anything, and just ran my triple rig in shallow where my top spin glows is spinning on the top of the water. And I'm like, whatever. I'm like, big deal, and just let my bottom too just fish that shallow water when you pick them up that way. But if you want to find these fish, especially off the bank, don't just run everybody's line out to where you think that the
24
fish
feet.
are.
Make a
We
Christmas tree out
stagger
of
that
it.
thing. Like I'll set one in a little bit farther, a little bit farther, a little bit farther, and just put a kill net out there until somebody starts getting fish,
Right.
and then we all just move there. And then when it stops and the bite stops, then I return everybody to a stagger until we find them, bring everybody in there, and that's how we just stay on them.
And that line changes with tide and changes with daylight too. Sometimes you'll get them super shallow in the morning. They'll move off a little bit as the light comes out, and you got it. Yeah, it's not automatic fishery. It's just
No,
it's
it's
just
not.
not.
That's why I like spear fishing though,
Yeah,
because it
Yeah.
isn't automatic.
you find them.
It's tough.
They're biters. They bite a lot of
It's-
stupid stuff.
They do.
I don't know. I thought it
It's
was
pretty crazy
funny.
how excited you get when you go out and you only get one fish and you're just
Yeah.
pumped out of your freaking mind because you killed one springer.
Yeah.
So it's
Last
definitely
year, I
addictive.
got one, and I was running this bait helmet, and later on, like probably a week later, I realized that I didn't have the line right through the bait helmet or anything. Like it wasn't even right, and it was just out there. Just who knows what it was doing?
Did it catch fish?
Yeah, it caught a fish, and and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" I couldn't believe it.
We call that the Stolly twirl.
Yeah, well,
Charles
who knows what
Stolly
it was
twirl.
doing, man? I
It
just
kinda
had it
lays
all
there.
ripped up dumb.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, those springers, like, they're so bitey. I mean, how many springers have you, like, opened up and they've got the cut plugs of the heads, or they've got other baits in their belly with the
Smelt.
holes in them? Smelt? Yeah.
Yeah.
They're bitey fish, so you never know.
I'm
But-
excited. I don't want to talk about this now
What?
because I don't want to springer fish yet.
You know what?
Oh, gonna go out and make some
I wanna wait,
passes?
no.
Got dust off that
Maybe
engine.
like an after work pass or something like that.
You
So
know,
did you
all-night
talk about? Have you
bridesmaid.
said how many like fish they're predicting back and stuff yet? Did you talk about that?
I mean, other than they're thinking about 100,000 back above Bonneville. I think it's like 99.
Yeah, it was 90.
And then almost 50,000 to the Willamette. And that's why, like I said, it was so important to us to be able to fish below the Willamette, because I mean,
Yeah.
that's 1 out of 3 fish entering the Lower Columbia are fish destined to either go into the Willamette Channel.
Sometimes though, when the channel gets backed up and the Willamette's really puking, those fish will go past the channel sometimes.
Yeah,
And
I
they'll
think
go up to
hang.
the main. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we catch white-faced fish.
Yeah.
All the time at some of those Washington sides up there. Caterpillar, Davis, and towards Portland. You'll catch
Yeah.
those white-faced fish all the time. But where even above the
Majority
line.
though is probably
Oh,
going
for
to
sure.
the channel.
For
Majority
sure.
of the fish. Majority of the Willamette fish are going to the channel.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
If it wasn't, I argue
just
this with
wonder
a
with
buddy of
high
mine
water years.
every year, and I told him if it was that productive and they weren't going up that other side, then you wouldn't see everybody on this side right there at the mouth of that.
Yeah.
You would see people hog lined up in there doing circles in there trolling. You don't see anybody in there.
Yeah, I think a lot of fish do. It seems like what I've heard and what we haven't really had a.
High water year.
No. I was going to say the opposite. We haven't really had a low water, but they say that generally the higher the water, the more the fish are apt
Stray,
to pull
right?
into the channel
Oh, higher.
versus
Oh.
bypassing
I think
the
they
channel
get
going to
that
the
first
Willamette.
smell of that water and they
Yeah.
just go that direction.
Yeah.
Like there we go.
Well, I mean, like you were saying though, it's a productive fishery in there, and there's a lot of boats, and then now,
Yeah.
and it'll be interesting. Like I said, just like with the Columbia, it'll be interesting to see how productive that molt in the channel is going to be, because those fish are not going to get picked off. They're free ticket right all in there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're not down below just smashing on them as they
Yeah.
come up the Oregon side.
dude, I'm telling you, the Multnomah Channel evening troll is fun.
Oh right. Yeah. Yeah. 2:00, everyone's all the guys and everybody's
evening
off the
trolls
water.
In general,
Yeah.
Right.
Evening trolls to me are the best.
Yeah. Springers bite all day.
That's
they
been some
do.
of my
It's-
best
Keep that in
days.
mind, all you podcasters out there listening. Go out
It's
in
like,
the evening time.
Get off work, the boat, go get the boat, run to the launch, and then you're fishing, and it's nice out. It's usually.
And
Yeah,
like
that's what I
Cameron
always
said
remember.
too, just because the water's high, don't just go out there and just fish outgoing and then go home. Like when you got water moving, especially plunking, if there's water moving, you're fishing. Like keep it out there. I've seen times where everybody leaves, and I'm like, okay. I'm like,
Yeah.
whatever, like go for it. But I know better. I know that it's still going to be really productive.
Well, with Springer bites, they turn on and turn off on the
pretty
whim.
damn quick.
Yeah, I mean, you just got to be there.
Last
You gotta
year,
be
though,
there.
the water was high, and I left all my trolling stuff at home, grabbed all my rod holders, ran to my spot that we always get them at, put my rod holders on. I'm like, yeah, we're going to smash today. And I proceeded to watch everybody still out there in 35, 40 feet of water, hooking one fish after another. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, went home, loaded up, went home, grabbed all my trolling gear, and got back out there and got fish.
But see, last year was kind of an interesting situation because I do remember, like, the second week of March, trolling in 40 feet of water and catching springers. And it was early, and it was kind of surprising because I remember I had one day we were like 4 for 6, and I was like floored. Because, and what did I do? Same thing. Spent all morning pounding 15 to 25 feet, not seeing anything on the finder. Water was still low and green. The runoff hadn't started yet. Conditions were still pretty green and clear.
I think that you're going to see some of that this year.
I think
The
so, but we have a
runoff's
good
not going to start.
What's that?
The runoff's not
If
going
it
to start.
stays cold, yeah.
Yeah, if it stays cold,
Might not be a bad
possibly.
thing,
But we
actually.
already got a pretty good puke factor going in the Willamette, though. And I do
Yeah.
remember the water was very, very green. It looked like fall. Until about the 3rd, 4th week of March, and it started turning on. Like I said, it was a 40-foot fishery. And like I said,
That was crazy.
that day, I still remember it. It was like trolling inside. I'm like, you know what? There's nothing going on here, guys. Let's go make a 40-footer. Made a 40-footer, dropped in, went like 100 feet, and buried one and went, oh!
So I was fishing
there they
upriver.
are.
I was upriver, and it was the same exact story. They're all out in areas that in the past 6 years I'd never seen people fish.
Right.
Yeah,
Like
I
we would have
fished
never fished out
some
there.
weird
ever.
spots last year.
And I think too, like sea lions too, like that might have had, the sea lion predation, might be driving those
Pushing
fish
them
down
That's what I was
where it
wondering, too.
wasn't
Why
12
else
and
would they be
15
that
years
deep?
ago.
That is true.
So I don't know, but either way, it's something to think about. But like I said, if you just show up with plunking gear one day, and if you're not out plunking 40 feet,
Yeah, good
fish where the
luck
fish are.
from our beaches. Like basically where they shut off from this year, the beaches that are available, you're not finding 40 feet of water unless you run out 200 yards.
Yeah.
I fished them all up and down. The water don't get that deep. So
doesn't say. I'm like,
There's
I'm
one.
like,
There's
I
one.
know. You're
You haven't
insane.
fished them all.
You haven't
I
fished
fished
them all,
up and down
Charles.
there.
There's definitely some spots down there.
Yeah.
There's one where if you get up to a corner at the very top, you can get close, but that's it.
I know spots that you can go 20 feet off the shore and be in 50 feet of water.
Yeah, I do too.
There are lots of them, and they're in the fall. The guys
Just access to be able to just drive up and walk up to them.
yes.
Charles
Is like giving me the. I can't say that, but what the heck you talking about, boy? Look, I'll text you later. I'll text you
I'll
later.
text you later.
No, I don't think we should. I think we should keep it.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah. If
I'll
you know,
just-
you know. If you don't need,
I'll
to
just
know,
get a full tank of gas and launch all the way up and just cruise the
Yeah. All
shoreline.
right, good luck with that.
Have fun.
Yeah, we already
I'll
know.
be
though.
steelhead fishing.
We
while
already
you're
know,
doing that.
but whatever. Waste your time.
Should we talk a little bit of steelhead fishing? How's the season been for you so far?
Okay, when's this podcast coming out?
March 1st. Before March 1st.
Oh, I can't say anything then. Damn it. No, it's been crappy. It's been tough.
You're
but I
stupid.
will say the last week, since our snow and our melt, there's been some opportunity. It hasn't been red hot by any means, but this last week has felt like steelhead fishing.
Well,
Been
I had
going
one
out?
trip and I got 3 fish, so it must be pretty good.
Yeah. I was going to say, well, I had an angler today who'd never caught a steelhead. He's been trying for a year, and he caught 3 today with me. And
That wasn't me, you guys.
it was not.
It was Josh, don't lie.
No, it's because I would never take Josh. So, no,
Yeah, there's definitely
there's
some
fish.
more fish
And they're
around.
wilds.
And
They're-
it's not just
Yeah.
in one river; it's in all the rivers.
and that's
you
the thing I
can
was just
spread
gonna get
yourself
to.
out.
It's kind of what we've been waiting for.
Yep,
I
I've
think.
fished
yeah.
4 different rivers and have found fish in 4 of them. And one thing that is kind of different though, and you can tell it's changed, is that beforehand we were getting a lot of big fish, like we were getting a lot of big hatchery fish and a lot of bigger wild fish. I'd say on the bigger side, 10 plus pounds. But then when these numbers have kind of showed up, they've shrank. Lots of 6 and 8.
That's what I've been asking Ben, because he sent me, he had an epic day, and he sent me a picture of each one, and I was like,
Yeah, but that river that Ben fishes
doesn't
in that
necessarily have
But
all
in
the
that
fish.
time of year, this time of year, typically in the February, that's what I've always seen. Those early
The smaller
fish
ones.
are smaller, and then once the season progresses, that fish get a lot bigger.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what I've always seen on that river.
And I
mean,
said
they're
I don't know if it's an active brood stock or just because those fewer fish, but like even like in the OP, those big fish show up. Those big fish show up early. And even in your local river, those ones that I got a few days ago were all not that big. The one we broke off was big, but it wasn't a big enough one. Like, oh
Yeah,
my god,
but-
I broke a 20, but it was just got around a rock.
Dude, river systems, they don't all have giant, like, that's just a natural occurring, that's just what happens. Like, some fish are big, some fish are small, some fish are medium-sized.
So
On the average, all of January and to the middle of February, it just seemed like you either caught a little 6-pound walleye, or you're getting some nice 10, 12, up to 14-pound fruit stock fish, real nice keeper fish.
Yeah.
And then, just like I said, the last 6 days it's completely switched. But the numbers are better. And like I said, I'd rather have a lot of littles to actually catch some fish.
Yeah.
keeps you interested a
Yeah,
little
there
bit.
should be some big ones showing up.
Yeah.
I'll let you know tomorrow.
There should be some big boys showing up.
Well, at least there's fish showing up. I mean, it's like I said, it feels like steelhead fishing. I can tell you what, it's a sad state of affairs. And literally in the last 6 days, I've ran into 7 anglers floating. That's not a lot of people.
No, not
I mean,
at all.
It's
No.
you can tell.
I think people are just kind of giving up on the idea of steelhead fishing right
You
now.
can tell. Well, and it's been tough. And that's the other thing. If a bunch of people show up, it probably won't be that productive. You know what I mean? Those fish are going to get beat on a little bit, picked off. They're
Right.
hatchery fish, So it's I know some of the guys in the Oregon coast have been doing well. There's been some rivers popping down there. There's opportunities around. But
Washington, all the northern Washington coast, all the rivers are doing
Yeah,
good.
they've been
Yeah.
getting some dandies.
Uh-huh.
I've been
Yep.
seeing some nice fish taken out, or pictures of.
so I mean,
ready.
we still got 3 weeks. 3 weeks of the season ish. Yeah, easily
Well,
3.5 weeks.
In Southwest Washington.
Southwest Washington, yeah.
yeah.
So I think it's a good sign. I mean,
And
it's
then
better, it's
shed
better than I've ever
times.
seen it all year. Oh God!
Yeah,
Here we go.
shed
Shit,
hunting.
I'm gonna play hide and seek with a damn stick. Cool.
Marlon's talking about shed hunting. Ben's talking about smallmouth fishing. I'm like, what about springers?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm like, we've got a
Man.
pretty interesting springer season, and I do think it's gonna turn into a
As
slaughter.
soon as you guys
I'll probably
get
just
out,
go shed hunting once and get one giant, then
Yeah, I'm just
go
like,
for
I'm
it.
as soon as you guys go
You're
out,
like the
start
guy who goes
actually-
out and gets a 25-pound steel his first time. He's like, yeah, cool.
as soon as you guys go out and actually start catching a couple of springers,
Then Marlon will come
then
out.
I'll go.
Then you'll come, just wait for the
Yeah.
Where you
report.
guys
But until
at?
then,
Go put in the
once
work,
steelhead
dude.
season's over, I'm
Hey,
gonna shed
Your cell
hunting.
phone will ring about 10 o'clock. Where you at? Yeah, you getting them? Yeah. All right, I'm on my way.
That's,
Alright,
that's,
launch
after, that's after he burns freaking 2 hours worth of gas to go find a freaking shed.
It's so worth it.
It is?
Yep, it's like
Huh.
winning the lottery.
What have you
every
done with
time
all
you
those
find
sheds? Where are they all
Well,
at?
Look
This
at
is
them.
it right here. 3 years worth.
There's,
Oh my god.
no, they're just. It's just an awesome feeling when you find one.
It is cool when you find
It's an
a
awesome,
big
awesome
one.
feeling. You're just jealous, bro. Jealous
Yeah,
of my
wait.
life.
The last
Hey,
shed I
man.
found, I was actually hunting and I stepped on an elk shed that was like in some Oregon grape.
I'll
And it
still,
like stuck my leg and I went, oh, cool, we got a shed.
I'll never
back to
forget
hunting.
that,
It was
that
literally
day
that
you
long.
called him and you're on the river and we went shed hunting. He's like, you guys getting here? We're like, no. He's like, dude, you won't believe it. I was back bouncing a plug and it felt like I hooked up on something. I reeled it in. There was a shed on it.
No way.
You said that.
Someone's like, shut up. You're like, yeah, I'm just kidding.
Who said that?
You did.
No, I
You
didn't.
Yeah, you swear.
You're like,
Oh, I
Yeah.
don't remember that.
you
Oh,
know, I said
man.
horrible at shed hunting. He's like, I'm out here fishing and I found a shed.
And then I take Jordan, dude. Literally, he's like, "I'll find a shed on this island, guaranteed." I'm like, "You are not gonna find a shed on the island." And they take off in the freaking woods, and they find a 3-point whitetail.
Oh my
shed.
gosh.
I couldn't freaking believe it. I'm like, "You gotta be kidding me!" And then the first time I ever take Josh, he walks 20 freaking feet and finds the biggest shed I've ever seen in my life.
Monster.
I only
Back
find new
fishing.
sheds.
No, you don't find.
You guys will find out about that
You
later.
guys will find out about that in Addicted Alaska 2.
That's coming.
It's
There's
coming.
some good
It is
progress
coming up.
coming on that thing.
I cannot wait. I'm going to make sure that I sit down with Sean, our editor, and go through and make sure that the we'll just call it the moose shed scene. I'm gonna leave it at that. Leave you guys in suspense. Is done correct, and I'm gonna make sure that
the moments leading
yeah,
up to
exactly.
it.
We're gonna tee
It's
this
so
up
epic.
right. It's so good.
Yeah, so all you people out there
So
listening,
good.
we're thinking we're shooting for an April launch for Addicted Alaska 2. That's what we're shooting for now.
Do it on April 10th.
Yeah, it'll be. We're
Yeah.
thinking right after Springer season is what we're actually thinking. So we're
That'd be
shooting
good.
for an April launch. We'll hopefully have some more details on that soon. There's a potential there might be a trailer coming out this weekend.
Oh,
Yes,
that'll be sick.
Can't
I'm
wait to see
excited.
it.
That's gonna be good. Gonna be real good.
I can't wait. So yes, be excited. Addicted Alaska 2. We're gonna do 3 city premiere this time. As long as you guys come out and support it, we will do it. So we're thinking Portland, Vancouver, and Seattle will be the 3.
Yeah, for all those guys like, I wish you'd come here. I'm like, okay, we're gonna,
There you
so
go.
you
I
better.
don't know. I kind of
Frickin'
like when
show
the
up.
guys drive from Seattle.
Yeah,
No, that's cool.
That's
but
pretty awesome.
I think
It is
we
cool.
can show them some love too.
but we're
though.
gonna come out there hopefully and do a premiere out there as well. So
Yeah.
That'll be
be on the lookout for when we start promoting that. Also, a lot of you guys came out. I was super stoked to see so many of you guys coming to the Sportsman Show and saying that you heard about the free sample that I talked about in the podcast. So it was crazy to see that many people heard it in the podcast. So there's a lot of you guys out there listening. Let us know how you guys have liked those jig heads. We are already working on a few changes to them as far as colors go and making sure that the paint on the heads is a little bit more durable. A few little things on them. A few guys have talked about making one without a keeper. The nice thing about those keepers, if you guys are out there listening and you have those Mustad things, is you literally just take your pliers, bend them a couple times, and that keeper's gone. Like you can take it off of
Yeah,
that.
you can always take it off,
Right.
but you can't put it on if it's not
Exactly. You can take it off the shank super, super easy if you want to. If you're a guy out there that doesn't like the keeper. So
on.
lots of
With
cool
that-
things coming
with that
from Mustad.
With that flat head too, it's real easy. If you're a gluer, you
Yep.
have a nice surface to glue to, and I mean,
Yeah.
so that you don't even need a keeper, and you can do whatever you want with it.
Exactly.
Tell you what, the keeper is fish approved though.
I like it. That thing works amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. So lots of cool things coming from Mustad. So be on the lookout with that, guys. We have partnered with Mustad. It's official. There's some press releases and stuff coming out on it, and we're excited about it. We think that it's going to be a great relationship, and they are willing to listen to anglers and fishermen and build and create products that we want and things that we want to use. And so
Yeah, I mean, let's tell the story here a little bit. I mean, those jig heads were literally because how they do their paint processes, they wanted to do so many jig heads, and honestly, it wasn't exactly what we wanted. So then we felt the opportunity to be able to test those out and give those to you guys and make sure that the paints were right, make sure that the hooks were right, make sure that, people found success with them.
Yep.
And so far, like I said, if I get a bobber down on that worm, the hooks are good.
Yeah,
Fish is
exactly.
good. So,
Yeah.
and we've known that, but that's the thing. We are spending this season, just like we always do, just testing the product, and we're not going to release anything unless it is freaking right. And we've got a lot of work, and I'll throw a little teaser out there. Let's just say we were doing a lot of stuff during the old twitching season too. So
Yes. There was
there's a lot of twitching.
there was
going
some
on.
twitching stuff being
So,
tested.
yeah, and we're super excited about it, and we've molded it, to where, like I said, what anglers want, it's what we want.
And the cool thing as well is the product designer from Mustad is a badass. He's a fisherman. He understands fishing, and he's already created a lot of really cool stuff. And he works with a lot of really smart anglers around the country, like Kevin Van Dam, and just some of these guys that have been fishing their whole lives. So it's going to be a super awesome relationship. We're excited about it. And if you guys have any ideas or things that you think needs innovation in the fishing world or in the angling community in the Northwest, Mustad is listening, and they want to create things for Northwest anglers. So let us know.
I think what everybody wants to know is about that AF7, bro.
That's coming. It's no longer the AF7.
No, it
We're
won't be
gonna-
an AF7 anymore.
We're going to
I know
scratch
that.
the hell out of that name. But there is a addicted fixed float coming in the works.
In the works.
A new iteration. We've taken advice from some of you guys out there, some things Cameron wanted to change, some things that we wanted to add to it, and it will be a better version than the one that we had before, and it will be launched in July. So hopefully you guys
I want one
are
now.
excited about that.
Yeah.
Right now.
I know.
I'm
I know. July.
excited for that.
July is when we're hoping to have it out, as long as everything goes.
Yeah, as long as we
smoothly.
get some of those prototypes here within the next month, we can test them. We can test them on some summers.
Yep.
Make sure they fish well.
Yeah.
That's the idea.
Exciting.
Instead of just like you see, like half these companies, they come out with something and it's like, "Hey, we're launching this week, and then now it's for sale."
Yeah,
It's
right.
like, like, oh, okay, well,
No.
yeah, no.
We spend a year,
A season.
sometimes longer, if
Yeah.
we need to make it
full
right.
season.
So Also, thanks to all the people that did come out to the Sportsman Show.
Yes.
It was awesome to be able to shake all your guys' hands. We had a bunch of new apparel
It's a
and
party.
all that stuff, and it was a blast. And you guys came out by the hordes
There's a
and
lot of
supported.
people.
I know the snow and the ice and all that bull crap made people.
Didn't slow our guys down.
No, not at all.
They definitely deterred some people, but you guys all came out, so it was a good time. A lot of people have asked, are we putting out the Sportsman Show shirts on the website? People have been asking them like crazy. Yes, we are going to release the Haunted by Waters tee and the Pac-Man shirt on the website. It's coming soon. Probably early.
Probably when you have this listening,
Yes.
it's probably out.
Yes,
Good job, Marlon.
probably when
Way
you
to go.
probably when you hear this podcast, it potentially could be launched on the website.
Ooh.
So
There you go.
stay tuned for that as well. We're gonna try to launch. Me and Mike were talking about doing like a snowpocalypse sale, just because there was a snowpocalypse. I mean, attendance was down at the Sportsman Show. Like I thought they said like 30% or something. So
Yeah.
people, I mean, there was some areas not necessarily around us, but there was areas that got a lot of snow.
Yeah.
That people couldn't drive and they
Right.
couldn't get here and they couldn't come. So we want you guys to be able to get the stuff that we had at the show as well. So we'll have it available on the website very soon. Any other updates? You guys got anything else we want to tell
You got a bunch
attic
of worms
world?
coming too.
Next podcast. Next podcast.
So, yeah, we
Next
got
podcast?
more
got
blue tail
More
worms coming.
blue tail worms coming. More
Oh
worms
yeah,
coming in general.
worms. Lots of
giving
worm
people the
colors. We
update.
also are working on a few other products with Mad River that
Oh,
I'm super freaking excited about. So
probably beads.
No,
Marlon
there will
loves
be
beads.
no beads.
no bees.
Not by me. Cameron and Popoff might be cooking up some ideas for some beads, but I can tell you that I'm not going to be a part of that.
Designed by Marlon.
For sure.
Marlon's
For sure.
personal.
But
Marlon's personal
there
stash.
might be
Whoa.
some things that potentially kind of look like beads, but we don't call them beads, and we'll see. Just stay tuned.
Don't let it out.
Just stay tuned.
Ooh.
Just stay tuned.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Fun, lots of fun stuff coming.
Yep.
We're excited about it. So
And 1.1 million coho, and I get giddy even
Ooh.
thinking
Yeah,
about
right.
it. So I don't know if you guys have heard that. For those of you guys listening, big coho forecast. The saving grace of the Columbia.
we're gonna have to
saving grace of the
film
fall.
Fishing Isn't Peaceful #2.
Oh God. Every day.
Yes.
Every
Last
day.
time, I mean, I could still remember the last time having 1 million fish. I was trolling 6 guys in the river in September, 3 rods out. Don't even bother. 4th, 5th, and 6th, just great. Even if that forecast comes in half, it'll be good. So a lot of saving grace there. You know,
It's good
to
the
hear.
Chinook season, something to be super
Was
excited.
predicted better as well.
Yep, it was.
More fish back,
Okay,
right?
good.
okay. If you drill the numbers down, though, it's better, but it's less upriver brights. So
I'll take 1 million coho
it
any day.
is the overall number is better, but the upriver bright number is smaller. Not by much, but it is.
That's fine.
So
I
if you like
cohos.
banging toolies, whatever.
Right.
My
No,
favorite
I'm
to
kidding.
bonk. I love to-
Mike.
No, I mean lower river brights. There's other ones in there too.
Mike's
Yeah.
a Tilly.
Hey,
But
also-
but positive. Positive.
We're trying to
good
get
for
back on every single week launching one of these podcasts.
Yep.
So shout out to Clint. You guys got to give Clint a shout out. Thanks a lot
Joe
for helping us
Clint.
get these things back
Frugal.
up and going.
Fundamental. Garden frugal. Frugal fun.
Just send him a thank
Garden
you on
Frugal.
Facebook or whatever. He's been
Subscribe
a
to this
huge
channel.
instrument in helping us keep these live feeds rolling and podcasts and all
We
that.
love
So
you, Clint.
shout out to Clint. And hopefully we can get back in the swing every Wednesday. All right, everyone. Thanks so much for tuning in.
Yeah.
Make sure you guys leave us a review on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify. Leave us a review. Let people know that they love this podcast and that you love it. And subscribe and all those other cool things that I always ask
Down
you to do.
that way, guys. Subscribe on YouTube.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you on the river.
Later, guys.